Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you can see, today we're going to do another nail video. I had a request for some Grinch nails, and so of course I was going to do them. The Grinch is one of my favorite characters. And so with the help of my Cricut maker, I was able to cut out my nail decals. I decided to just do some Christmas lights and of course the Grinch's face on the thumb. And so if you guys are ready to see how I did these, please keep watching and let's get started. Here I am on Cricut Design Space and I'm just going to open up a new project. I do have my nail template with a direct link on my Etsy if you guys needed it. This is the link right here and it takes you directly to my Cricut project. Now all you have to do is just open it in Cricut Design Space and customize. Here in our project we have a set of 3 templates, including long, extra long, and short. I always use just the long set, so I'm just going to delete the ones I don't need. And now our template is ready to go. This direct link is only for Cricut Design Space, and so if you're using a different program, all you have to do is just upload the PNG files that are also included in the Etsy listing. Here we can see this is a PNG file, so the background's already removed. I like to upload it with a print and cut so I can keep the colors. Since it's only a template, it doesn't really matter. And now I'm just gonna upload. Once we add to Canvas, this image is way too big, but I do include all the sizings you need in the instructions on the Etsy file as well. And so once we enter our sizing, we can see here our template is ready to go. And so to get a better visual, I decided to just ungroup this and I moved the thumb a little bit down. That way I can keep my Christmas lights together and the Grinch separate. Over in Google Images, here I typed in Christmas light clip art, and here we can look for different designs. And this is the image I went with, so I'm just going to save it over to my computer. Back into Cricut Design Space, we are going to upload our image, and so we're just going to click on the image we just saved. I do prefer to use complex and then just hit continue. This was a PNG, so the background's already removed, and we can see here we just have the outline. I don't want the actual lights to be there, and so I'm just going to use my erase tool and then just erase the lights. Now we just apply and continue and save as a cut image. Now that we have our image uploaded, we're just going to add it to our canvas. Here I'm just going to make it a little smaller, but I don't want the outlines to be that thin, and so I'm just going to add a very thin offset. This offset is at 0.015. And so once we apply it, I just change the color and we can see here our outline is a lot thicker. Back in Google Images, here I typed in Grinch clip art, and this is where I'm going to look for a good image of just his face. And you can use any design that you want, just make sure that it doesn't have too much little detail because you are going to be cutting this very, very small. I actually remembered that I already have an image of the Grinch uploaded into Cricut Design Space, and so here I'm just going to look for it. And now I can just add it to my canvas. I believe I saved this image a long time ago, but what I'm going to do is make it available for you guys through my Facebook. And so this photo, I'll be posting it over in my Facebook photos, so make sure just to head over there and save image. Once you have your image saved, we're just going to head over to our pictures and upload. As always, I'm just going to be clicking on complex, and here in the preview we can see it's just a black box. That's because we saved this as an image, and so all we have to do is just delete either the black or the white. I'm just going to show you both options. This is if we click on the black. I recently started doing this method, but I do believe it does give you a lot better lines. And so I'm just going to save it as a cut image and upload. Now I can add it to my canvas. And to get rid of that black square, all you have to do is go over to contours and click on the square. Now we have our Grinch, and we can see here our side-by-side comparison. The other and most common method is just uploading, same thing, and here instead of clicking on the black, we're going to be clicking on the white. And I do like to just increase the tolerance just so it can get a cleaner image. but I will show you guys the difference of doing both methods. Again, we're going to be saving this as a cut image and now adding to our canvas. Here on the side-by-side comparison, we can see that even though we did increase the tolerance, the lines aren't as clear as the other one. And so I'll just be using the Grinch that I have, so I'll be deleting the other one. I only want to keep the face, and so over in contours, I'll be removing what I don't want. We can see how it highlights every time we move over the mouse. We can also click on the right side and just click on the shapes to remove everything that we don't want. Now that I have the face, I do want to make it a little more narrow. And I also am going to add an offset just so the lines aren't too thin. Here, I just changed the nail color just to give me a better idea of what the final product would look like. But I think I'm pretty much done with the whole design. Here, I'm just grouping up my template so I can hide it. And over when I click on make it, I do add 3 project copies just to have extra pieces just in case. In most of my videos, I do use HTV ROM vinyl, and for that, usually the vinyl setting is enough. However, my Cricut hasn't been cutting out that great, and so this time I do have to use the holographic vinyl setting. This is just going to give me a deeper cut. Funny story, I actually did these nails on one of my lives, and then when I finished the live, I actually noticed that I wasn't able to download it or have any of the footage. And so we did have to do a third set, but that's okay. That's why I cut out extra pieces. Here I have my vinyl and we can see it cut out very nicely. These are the tips I used. They are by Model Ones. They are linked in my Amazon storefront if you guys wanted to check them out. I do write my nail sizes right on the box just so I know exactly what size I need to grab, and then I just place them on my nail stand. To prep the nails, I'm just going to take a nail buffer, and here is where I'm just going to shave off the top layer of the nail. This is a very important step since it's going to make sure that the nail polish is not lifting. And so just make sure to do this to all of the nails before applying any gel polish. Now that I'm finished with that, this is what the nails look like, and so I'm going to start off with my Grinch nail. To get that really bright green, I'll be using Model 1's color cube. I just love this cube. It has all the bright colors. I did get this on Amazon and it does come with a brush. I do like to just use some alcohol and dip my brush to prep. And I also do very thin layers at a time. In this case, I did 3 layers. And so after that first layer is applied, I'm just going to be curing it with my lamp. For the rest of my nails, I do have to start off with the background, and so for that, I'll be using my Born Pretty Pink Jelly Colors. This one is BPJR01, and here I'll show you guys what the color looks like. This nail polish is super easy to apply and has super even coverage. I only did 1 coat, but you can do more if you want to. This is what 1 coat looks like, and so I'll just be curing this with my lamp. Back to my Grinch nail. After the first layer has cured, I'm just going to be applying my second layer. Once again, we are doing very thin coats at a time. Here I have all of the nails cured with just 1 layer of my jelly colors, and now I'll be applying the last layer to the Grinch nail. To remove the top sticky layers and prep our nails for decals, I do take some cotton balls and then just some isopropyl alcohol and then just give them a nice wipe down. The vinyl will not stick if this is sticky, so make sure that you're wiping off all the stickiness. Also, make sure that you're not wetting this too much. You want the alcohol to be dry before you apply any decals. To start with our Christmas lights, now we can just begin by lifting up our decal. You can cut this before if you want, but I wanted to just kind of freehand this, and then I'm going to start off with the middle finger and then just kind of decide where I want it to go. I do want to make sure that some lights are in there and some of the little fun loops that I wanted to keep. Now we're just going to take our scissors and cut off the extra pieces. And just like that, we have our first nail design. Make sure that you're keeping the other pieces of that decal because we do need them for the rest of the nail. See how this is looping? We just kind of want it to go a little bit cohesive. So just kind of making sure that this is going to match the other nail. Again, cut out any excess pieces. And press firmly, but try not to touch it too much because you want to avoid putting too many oils on the nails. And so once again, we're just going to be repeating the same steps to the rest of the nails. Here we can see we have a little piece missing, but what we can do is just fill it in. And so I'm just going to be taking this little piece and then just applying it right where the piece is missing. You can also take some liner gel and just draw it in, whatever you prefer. And so if we just add that extra little piece, once we seal it in, you can't even tell. Here I'm just finishing up the last nail and now we are done applying our decals. Make sure that they're laying down flat. You don't want any lifting. And so now I'll be sealing this in with my first layer of base gel. I use this one by Beetles. It is in my Amazon storefront, but you don't really need this exact one. Any top gel will work. It is very important to seal your vinyl if you want it to last and make sure to cure in your lamp. For the Grinch nail, instead of wiping it with alcohol, I am going to do a base layer of gel first, just to really help me seal in that color. And so once again, I'm going to let that cure. And then for the rest of my nails, again, we're going to be applying our base gel. I feel like I haven't mentioned this before, but here we can see our vinyl goes to exactly the end of the nail. We actually want to cut a little bit under just to make sure that the gel is going to be sealing in that decal and it will be preventing it from lifting. Here we have our Grinch nail, and after that base gel is cured, it is going to be sticky, so we're just going to take our cotton ball and then just give it a wipe down. If you don't do the base layer, usually when I do this wipe, the cotton ball will turn to whatever color the nail is. I also feel like by doing this, it does make the color last a lot longer and avoid any chipping. To apply the Grinch's face, I will start off by just cutting off that piece. And instead of applying one piece at a time, I will be doing the reverse weed method. So here I'll start off by flipping it over and we're going to be removing the back piece of the vinyl. Make sure to keep this at a very sharp angle and make sure that you're trying to avoid lifting any of the pieces. And just take your time with this, be very careful, but we can see here our whole design is left behind. Try not to touch it too much because that is the sticky part of the vinyl. So now we can just flip it over. Now we kind of just have to decide where we want to put our Grinch. In this case, I only wanted to put it right in the middle. And so once I'm happy with the placement, I will start with just pressing down very firmly with my finger. Start in the middle and work your way out. Make sure that you're getting all the edges. Here I can just start peeling off what I don't want to keep, and so I'll be removing the background. Be very gentle here. There are going to be these stubborn little pieces, but just make sure to have really sharp tweezers. I find these to be very helpful. Also make sure to take your time because you don't want to rip any of the pieces. I also do hold my tweezer at an angle that helps prevent any scratching to the color. For the face, once again, I'm just going to be very careful and then just lift up those little pieces. I just love using this method. I feel it's the best way to get all those tiny little details onto the nails. And so now once again, we're going to do another layer of some base gel. Here I have my nails after they have cured with the first layer of base gel. They are sticky, so avoid touching them. Now I'm going to just take some gel liner, or you can also use a dotting tool. And this is where I'm going to draw in the Christmas lights. So here we're just going to be drawing kind of like a triangle. I did do this with the liner first, but I did find that using the dotting tool was a lot easier. We kind of just do 2 dots on the top and then drag it down. I am doing white first, even though these are going to be colored lights. This will just make sure that the colors pop out more. And so once again, I'm just going to repeat to all the rest of the nails where the lights go. While that cures, I'm actually going to be taking my Grinch nail, and you can just leave this one like that and then just apply a top coat, but I wanted to add a little more detail, and so I'm going to be using my dotting tool and then just some yellow from my Model 1's color cube, and then I'm just going to be filling in the eyeballs. This is of course optional, it's just about how much detail you want to add. This is also the part where I would add rhinestones if I had any, but this time I'm not going to be applying rhinestones, and so I'll just be curing this and then moving on to the rest of the nails. Now that the white polish has cured, I will be taking my dotting tool, and here I'll be using red, yellow, green, and blue, and then just scattering the colors all throughout the nails and putting it right on top of the white. And so once you're done with all the nails, we are ready to cure. Here, the yellow in the Grinch's eyes have cured, and so now we are ready to seal in our entire design. I will be using Beetle's top coat, and I'm just going to apply a layer right over it. Now I can cure this design, and I can check on the rest of the nails. Our colored Christmas lights have cured, and so now we can seal in our design. Once again, I'm using the Beetle's top coat. This is the very last step in the design, and so I'm just going to continue and do the rest of the nails. This is a non-wipe top coat, and so once the gel is cured, this should not be sticky, it should be smooth to the touch. And so I hope you guys enjoyed my video and found it helpful. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and also head over to my Instagram and my TikTok for a lot more pictures and videos of my work, and just thank you so much for watching.